Namaskar everyone, myself Dr. Ritu Jangid, currently working as Assistant Professor in Biyani Girls College. Today we are here for the video lecture on characteristics and structure of microbes, and in which we will study about algae. Algae are simple chlorophyll bearing plants. They are autotrophic, they are both prokaryotic and eukaryotic. They lie in both prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Mostly they are unicellular and they are involved in an important group of thallophyta. If we talk about, when we study about the different types of structure of algae, then that is known as the systematic study of algae is known as algology or phycology. Now here are the two definitions which were given by the well-known scientists Smith and Prescott. They have defined algae as simple plants with an autotrophic mode of nutrition, and Prescott defined it as those chlorophyll bearing organisms which are thalloid, that is they are not having any true roots, stems, leaves or leaf-like structures or organs. Now if we talk about the size of the algae, then the size of the algae varies basically from microscopic to several meters in length. If we talk about the habitat where we found the algae in seawater, fresh water, damp soil, plants, animals, on the rocks, stones, bark, trees, aquatic and terrestrial as well. Now the algae either we will found them free living or they are dependent on other organisms to grow. So based on that, here is some classification. Now if we talk about the free living algae, then they are known as planktons. The example is volvox. If the algae is attached on the rocks, they are known as lithophytes. Example is calothrix. If the algae is attached to the plants, epiphytes. Algae attached to the animals, epizophytes. Air water interference, like on the air and water interference पे अगर algae पाई जाए तो हम उसे बोलते हैं न्यूस्टोनिक. On the surface of the soil, saprophytes, example is euglena. Under the surface of the soil, cryptophytes, example is cryptomonas. Now few algae are parasitic, or some of them they live in symbiotic association with other organisms and they form lichens. Now next, here are the different types of algae which are classified based on the habitat, based on the surface, based on the location on which they are living. Now on the basis of that, it is divided into two types, aquatic and terrestrial. In aquatic, some algae live on the fresh water and some are on the marine. So if we talk about the freshwater algae, examples are Chlamydomonas or Ulithrix, Volvox, Spirogera and many more. And here are some pictures also which are given over here, like Volvox, Chlamydomonas, and the marine algae are Sargassum, Laminaria and Padina, etc. Now if we talk about the terrestrial one, some algae they are found to grow in terrestrial habitat like on the soil, okay, rocks, and the examples are Oscillatoria or Chlorella, that is this one, okay, and many more. Euglena is also involved in this type of habitat organization. Now apart from that, some algae are also occur in common habitat. In common means ki they may be living in association with other organisms, or they may be living on some situations like on the salt water, on the lakes, on the beaches. So on the basis of that, the algae is divided into different types. Now halophytic algae, these type of algae are highly concentrated on the salt lake. Example, the most common example is Chlamydomonas. Okay, now the second one is symbiotic, that is in association with other organisms. So like in association with fungus, bryophytes, gymnosperms or angiosperms. So on the basis of that, the examples are Cytococcus, Pleurococcus, Chlorella, Nostoc and many more which are given over here. Now the third one is cryophytic algae, which grow on ice, on cold places, we can say, on ice or snow, and it provides the attractive colors to the snow mountains. If we go to the hill stations and if we see the different types of colors of the mountains, that is responsible for the cryophytic algae. And some of the examples are Chlamydomonas, Yellowstoniosis, and the fourth one is thermophytes, which are thermal algae, that is they live in very hot temperature, on very hot temperature. So hot water springs, maximum the temperature is 50 to 70 degree Celsius, and jahan par normal life is not possible. So many of the blue green algae, which we will study in our future classes, the classification of the algae. So in many blue green algae are responsible or are involved in this type of organization, Ocetellaria and many more. Now in the next, lithophytes, moist surface of stones and rocks, on the moist surface on the stones and rocks like Nostoc, and there are many examples which I have given in this presentation. Epiphytic algae, they grow on other plants including other algal membranes, means they are growing on other plants as well as on other algal other members are also involved in this type of algae. Now algae on algae means, if we are talking about the epiphytic is further divided into three types. One is algae on algae, algae के ऊपर दूसरी algae का grow होना, तो that is Spirogyra, Pseudoplanmata, Laminaria, diatoms and many more. Now algae on bryophytes, blue green algae are involved in this type of characterization, in which algae grows on bryophytes. Okay, now the example is diatoms like Aschanethus, Nostoc and many more. Algae on angiosperms like Achnethus, Tritofolia, Coconus, they grow on the bark of different angiosperms plants and is very common in Darjeeling. This type of algae which grows on angiosperm is found in the Darjeeling in India. Okay. Now the last is epizoic algae, which grows on animals, like fish, snail, etc. And that is why they are known as epizoic. Examples are Stygioclonium, they are found on the gills of the fishes. जो fishes की gills होती है उनके ऊपर ये algae पाई जाती है. Now the next is endozoic tissues on the animals. Now the major difference between both type is, this is epizoic and here is endozoic. So the difference is epizoic, that is on the surface, वो उस animal के surface पे grow हो रही है. But if we talk about the endozoic that is on the tissues, animals के अंदर जो tissues available है उस पे grow हो रही है. तो example है Chlorella, ठीक है, which is found in Hydra viridis. You all know about the Hydra. तो हाइड्रा के जो टिश्यूज होते हैं उनके ऊपर ग्रो होती है एंडोजोइक एल्गी. नाउ द नाइन्थ वन इज पैरासाइटिक, मतलब दे ग्रो पैरासाइटिकली ऑन डिफरेंट प्लांट्स और एनिमल्स. तो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ इट इज डिवाइडेड इनटू different types. It is divided into 4 types. If we talk about the parasitic algae they grow on the parasitically on different plants and animals. Like on the basis of it is divided into 4 types. If we talk about the 4 types, then the first one is Cephalourus, which is parasitic and it grows on the leaves of the various angiosperm like tea, पे, coffee और peper, जो peper nigrum होता है, और most important is your Cephalourus which causes red rust of tea. So इन पे ये grow होती है. Now the next one is Rhodocytium, which grows on the ragweed leaves. The next one is Phyllocyphon, which grows on the leaves, and the last one is Ceratococcus, which grows in the Phyllophora thallus. Now Semon, with the algae which grow in the sandy beaches, जो sandy beaches होती है उनके ऊपर जो algae grow होती है उनको semons बोलते हैं. These are the different pictures. The planktons, which are the free living algae, lithophytes, epiphytes, parasitic in the close association with other organisms, lichens and epizophytes. Okay guys, thank you so much for taking this class, and in the next class we will discuss about the structure of the algae.